Hello Toy Collector fans, Universal Toy Collector here and welcome to the channel. And welcome to another episode of My Collecting Life, the series where I get to speak to you, members of the toy collecting community, about your own personal collections, finding out what got you into collecting in the first place and what gives you that toy collecting buzz. Okay, so here we are back again then after a 2-week break. So, who do we have up next on My Collecting Life? Well, I tell you what, why don't we find out? Let's have a look at some of his collection in a musical montage. Okay, so again, another fantastic collection. I really do like these collections that you guys are sending in. So another fantastic collection. And it is a pleasure to welcome Matt from Zero Hunter Toys to the channel. How are you doing, sir?
How are you doing, Stu? All good, thank you. Good. Thanks for
good,
having me on.
Thank you for accepting my invitation. It was a while back, wasn't it? So
yeah, it's a while back.
It was a few weeks back.
You've been off enjoying
busy,
yourself,
but,
so we got.
Yeah, recharging the batteries. But I'm really delighted to actually get and talk to you properly, sir. So
that's right.
Let's get on with this then. I've got 10 questions for you. It's all about you, Matt. All about your collection. I know, exciting stuff. Okay, so here we go with the first one. What are your childhood memories, and what toy lines were you into?
Wow. I was talking about this the other day. I was doing a video for Keep On Collecting. Actually, I'm just doing a little video, and I just had to sit. They wanted to know about my collecting, and I said the first thing I remember, I was about 2 or 3 years old, and the first toy I ever had was a yellow Tonka toy, big truck. Do you remember those big? Trucks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I had it on a rope, and I would just take it everywhere with me. It just went everywhere. That's it. And then as I got a bit older, Star Wars kicked in, and Action Force and sort of fantasy, so like He-Man and Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So Star Wars was my kind of first love. I had the figures, but I didn't have many vehicles, so I didn't get many vehicles. Just got lots of figures. Luke X-Wing was probably my main figure that I got. That was the main thing I loved. And as I said, I used to do the AT-AT swinging, so he would swing on a bit of string and his head come off.
Oh wow.
So my dad had to glue the head back on. That's the big thing I remember is my dad going up to my dad every couple of weeks and saying, "Dad, can you glue his head back on again?" Which is a bit weird.
Buying a new one then?
No, I think my dad was into just fixing things. So And then sort of got a bit older. Then I got into Action Force, Action Force, which is
Okay.
UK's GI Joe, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the 3 3/4 inch Action Force, not the 12-inch.
No, I did. There was a picture of me. I should have given you. There's a picture of me playing with actual Action Man, the 12-inch Action Man.
Oh,
I had a
okay.
couple of
Yeah.
tanks and stuff. But it was my uncle's. It was my uncle's toys, and left at my grandparents. And then I found it, and they sort of gave it to me. But it was a bit too big, and I only remember like a few things. I mean, I remember all the little frying pans and all the camping stuff you get with Action Man. That was great. All the canteens and stuff. But
that
of course,
tank they had for the Action Force was pretty big, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
That was a big old unit. Yeah,
you could sit on it and go down the street on it.
It was
that big.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, of course. Then I went into 3.75 Action Force mostly. That was when I remember actually getting vehicles, because they were quite good, those vehicles, and a lot of them are quite simple. So got the Z Force stuff and the Red Shadow stuff. Yeah. So that's how it started.
I remember the Z Force and Action Force stuff. I did have the whole of the SAS collection and the whole of the Z Force collection. Ooh. But just recently, I think it was about a year and a half ago, and I decided, because although I like collecting toys, that didn't have any real sort of nostalgic memories for me, because I was more into G.I. Joe. So I didn't have that kind of stuff as a kid. So the only thing I had was the Z Force battle tank. So I ended up selling that to Scuba Pete, the Z Force collection. Yeah. So he's got that. Got to a good home. And then my SAS stuff, I just sold to some guy on eBay. So it was I kind of like gutted that I had to sell it, but I just didn't have the room, and it was one of the toy lines that I thought, well, that can go, and I'll keep the other stuff.
I had the troop transport vehicle, the green one with that. Yeah, and that is going for stupid money now. I sold it.
Oh, I know.
I sold it back in my 20s in a car boot, and I kick myself every day that I got rid of it back then. But I just kept it for so long, and then now it's like crazy money, especially when you got it.
It is definitely.
You got the rocket launcher on the top of the thing, which is
yeah. Was it in good condition?
Yeah, it was all there. I kept all the. Had all that, the seatbelt piece was there, and the medical little bed, stretcher was there, and I looked after it. I never actually used it as a troop carrier, because of the handle on the back, wasn't it? Pulled out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but no, never. But yeah, I was like, I just think, why you just do? But you do that. I mean, some people have got a sort of train. I mean, their parents are quite good at making sure they keep everything, and then there's other parents that just sell it all and get rid of it. I think my parents were those that just got rid of it.
yeah, I'm with you. My parents did that with my original Star Wars stuff. Oh, you don't need that anymore. It's in the loft, so we give it to him.
Yeah. I'll just sell it.
Yeah. Did you? I'm guessing you got about a $5 for it then, if that.
Yeah, a tenner or something like that. Yeah, Blake's going. Oh,
he's rubbing his hands. He's got. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I do prefer the Z Force APC over the GI Joe APC, because it's more detailed inside and stuff like that. Like you say, you've got the stretcher bed and you've got the rocket launcher on the top and stuff like that. And I prefer the colours to it.
The Z Force colours are brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys out there don't know that. There's a lot of people out there do customs now. They grab all these different vehicles and do the Z Force paint job on them.
Yeah,
just look amazing. So really do.
No, that was pretty cool. So do you currently have any of your toys from when you was a kid still, or did you get rid of all of them?
Yeah, I've got a couple of figures. That I've got the Dungeons and Dragons War Jeek. Do you remember the figure?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can grab it if you want to show you, but I'll have to get.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right,
go for it. Let's get you on the big screen, sir. There you go.
So there you go. There's my War Jeek.
Oh yeah. God,
it's the only Dungeons and Dragons figure. Yeah, and it's the second one, because he's got the action on the back, because the first release didn't have it. So they had this sort of action added to the second sort of wave. But
God,
yeah,
I remember that.
he's in. You can still pick this guy up pretty easily. And he's in very good condition. So
He is in good condition, isn't he? Wow.
I just love it. And of course, NECA are bringing this figure out. And I pre-ordered it. I think it's been over a year now since I pre-ordered it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Jeez.
they've done a couple of these, and I just can't wait to get the NECA version. So
that's in decent condition. I like that.
I think he appeared. I think he appeared in the the cartoon. I think he appeared in it maybe once, but a lot of the characters sort of appeared in the background, didn't they? But he's got a horse as well. But I've always wanted to get a black horse with wings.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Venge's sort of horse, kind of. But, I'd love to get that, but never.
It's funny. It's funny you show him. He's the one that I've just got a vivid, remember him vividly. He's the only figure of the Dungeons and Dragons line that I actually remember. And talking of Dungeons and Dragons, are you going to be getting the Hasbro version Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I'm not getting them. No, I don't like the art. I don't like the box on it. I'm a bubble. Yeah. I'm a bubble man myself, and you're just ruining it by not putting a bubble in it. So
because you collect Black Series as well, how is that going to affect you with your Black Series?
My Black Series I've nearly stopped now. I'm buying the odd one or two that I really like, and I've really drastically changed my collecting now. So really have.
Wow.
So I would review Black. I mean, that's when I first started doing YouTube. I was reviewing Black Series all the time.
Yeah.
And now I've hardly done any reviews on Black Series. I don't. So I would get them out and open them, and then I just put them back in the box later on. It's the getting rid of the bubble, the window is just really it's annoyed me. So I mean, I'm not one of these people. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I'm not one of these people that keep them in the box. I do get them out and do the reviews and then put them up, but I put them back in the box and keep them nice. So because I'm just dusting and stuff. So reason, but there's these really hardcore people that don't take them out of the packaging. So but that's why I like the TVC as well, because I don't take them out of I don't take them out. I keep them on the card. So I'm going to still collect TVC. I'm still going to stick with TVC. Move to that. Or
that could quite easily have been TVC, couldn't it, as well?
It could have. So it could have been complete. Because I mean, as I've started venturing into Hot Toys now, and that's pushed me more to Hot Toys now, because I just know. Yeah. I mean, it forces you in a way to get them out of the box. Hot Toys, you've got to get them out. So it's a good way of buying something and enjoying it, because. The worst thing buying something than keeping it in the box all the time. So
that's it. I mean, unless you do what other people do as well, and that's get two of each for the vintage collection. But then that it works out quite expensive, doesn't it? So don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you. Okay, so moving on. What was your favourite toy line and why? Or did it change as the years went by? You sort of into one thing, then you went on to the next thing.
I mean, I would say Action Force was my favorite line, definitely, because I had lots of vehicles. It was the one that I had so many vehicles. Then I had some of the GI Joe vehicles as they introduced the GI Joe and mixed it with the Action Force. And then, of course, as I got older, as I got a little bit older, I remember He-Man coming in near the end, and I only had a few He-Man. I had Skeletor, and I had, of course, He-Man. And I think I had Stinkor, and Stinkor is probably my favorite He-Man figure.
Really?
I love Stinkor. It's one of my favorite. It's just an odd figure. He comes with a blue shield, but it doesn't come with a sword or it's an odd figure. But I just love the orange and the black and the white. It's just a great. Just
does it actually stink?
Mine smells a little bit still, but I mean, I know they re-released it on the Origins, didn't they? And a lot of people were complaining that it didn't really smell. Because when you got them originally, they were like, "Oh, wow!"
Wow.
You could smell it through the packaging sometimes.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. God. I can't remember the name of the chemical they used. It's some sort of plant-based. Plant-based. I'm trying to think of that. I can't remember the name, but it was. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
Wow, that's grim. I remember the TIE Fighter pilot from the vintage collection, Star Wars. That had like a kind of smell to it, didn't it? That smelled a bit like strawberries.
Yeah, because it was
whatever
wasn't it something to do with the chemical got it was strawberry shortcake or something dolls, and the
Oh,
chemical
right.
the chemical they were putting into those dolls got mixed up with a load of TIE Fighter figures when they were
Oh, wow.
so that's why they smelled a little bit funny. That's one of the
Oh, I
stories
didn't
I've heard.
realise that. I
Yeah.
knew they had that like quite nice smell to them, and you get, oh, I like this, but I didn't realise that was possibly why. That's really interesting. Awesome stuff.
I think I've heard a lot of people sort of mentioned it. So I heard it was
that
in
makes
the
sense.
factory. Yeah, I think they're around the same time as well. They were made. So it'd be a good one.
yeah. Because I was a bit disappointed. The one that we've got recently didn't smell. So it's
yeah. It'd be a nice thing. Scented Star Wars figures. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Be a new line for Hasbro, wouldn't
it? Yeah. Oh dear me, blimey.
Yeah.
So when did you realise you became, or when did you become aware that you were a toy collector? Did you carry on collecting through your teens, or did you stop and then go off and do other things and come back to it? Or
I stopped when I got to my sort of, I think it was about 13 or 14. I think I remember.
Okay.
So I think it was. I sort of mentioned it the other day. It was when 18. Was it 89? I think I saw Batman, and I went to the cinema on my first. That was the first time I ever went to the cinema on my own. I was 13 then, or whatever, and I went to see Batman. That was a big memory for my birthday. And then that was it. I sort of, you think, I'm starting to grow in my teens now, and I just sort of got into more Spectrum. I was playing the Spectrum. I was Master System, went to consoles more. So and then I sort of period I would play and then in my teens I was playing computer games and listening to music. And then I didn't really start collecting again really until the special editions come out, and it reinvoked my love for Star Wars. So because I remember just watching Star Wars on VHS video. I never remember going to the cinema to see it. So seeing the special editions on the big screen was like wow for me. So and then that was it.
So talking of the special editions, how did you feel coming out, and what was the atmosphere like at the pictures for you? Because I know I felt a little bit flat coming out of it just because of certain scenes they put into it, which I think at the time they shouldn't have done it.
To me, I mean, I've got the posters, but I've got the things behind it. Yeah.
The posters are great. I love the posters.
I love the special editions. I've got no problem with them at all. I love all the extra bits, and I know a lot of people are you ruined the Star Wars films, but to me, I love them. I love all the extra bits they did in the Phantom of New Hope when they added all the new sort of Death Star attack run stuff and all the extra scenes. I thought that was awesome. Empire, they didn't really do a lot. They just they had the Wampa bit at the beginning, which I thought didn't bother me. I thought it was great seeing the Wampa, and I mean the Jedi. Everyone's going on about the new version now, where he says no and all that. I don't mind him saying no once. He says a little no, then he says a real big no, and I'm like, nah. And then the Jedi rocks bit at the beginning. I mean, that bit is probably. I'd like to have the original. I can't remember what it's called now. What's the original name of the music that? I can't remember the name of it now, but it's quite a.
I remember how the music goes. I'm not going to sing it for you, but I remember how it goes.
It was, but it was a lot better. Yeah. It was like a woman singing it than that guy singing it. Yeah.
What about the ending bit then with Anakin? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I thought that didn't bother me. That did not bother me. It was, no, did not. That was fine. So it was weird, isn't it? Really,
it annoyed me to start with, and I couldn't. But then over the years, just recently, it's kind of dawned on me that okay, so, and it's when we watched when Obi-Wan Kenobi was on, and they had that fight scene at the end, and he turned around and said, "You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did." So to me, that got me thinking. Well, Anakin Skywalker then died at that age. So when Obi-Wan and Yoda both passed away, they were at that age. So they come back as the Force goes at that age. So I'm guessing that's probably what the thinking was behind Anakin, I guess, and changed him in for. Possibly. I
Yeah,
don't know, but
they always say that Anakin. Yeah, that was when he's younger. He was purest as a Jedi. So they could have just made Anakin a bit older. I mean, now he's looking. Hayden Christensen's looking a bit older now, couldn't they? They could maybe do a new face grab and put him in a bit older. So I do wonder if they ever Disney will go and alter them slightly and update them even more. So
they'd have to get permission from Lucasfilm, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It's like the original trilogy. There's bits on that are looking a bit ropey now, CGI, and they could do with updating, I think. So
well, this is the thing. This is what I thought, that when they were going to come out and do the special editions, because like you said, the Death Star one at the end of Star Wars, they tidied that up and that looked so much better. And I thought they were just going to go in and sort of change things about a bit. And then they freshened things up for the Hoth battle scene with the snow speeders, because you could see through the cockpit on the darker bits. So they, sort of like filled that in and made that look a bit better.
Yeah.
But then we went to watch Return of the Jedi up at where was it? The Royal Albert Hall. We watched that in concert, and it was on the massive screen. And it's only when you're sitting there thinking, "Crikey, okay, it's starting to look dated." And I thought they could have gone back and probably sort of like put a little bit more CGI in and made it look a little bit more realistic, so to speak. As
like the HD over it and sort of cleaning up or something.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day. Who knows? I
know some people just love the original release, and I think it's sacrilege to interfere with it, don't they? I mean, I'm always one for, if you can improve it and update it, make it better, then why not? So, yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I love the original trilogies. I really do. There's bits of it that I'm not too keen on with the special editions, but that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean to say, crikey, I've got to poo-poo it, and it's all about opinions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Do you have a Grail piece? Is there one piece that you would want above any other piece in your collection that you currently do not have?
Well, I've always wanted. There is one that was one carded figure I've always been after, and it's Luke, Farm Boy Luke on the Gunner card back. So he's actually in the flight. He's in carded. I just would love to get one, but they are extremely expensive now.
Is this the vintage Kenner one?
Yeah. I would actually be happy if Hasbro re-release it on TVC. They will release Luke again, but they'll release him on the normal, on the Tatooine card back, and you're like, oh, wish they would do a Gunner one. So
it does make me wonder why Hasbro currently don't do variations on the cards.
I know. It's just and they know there's a lot of big carded collectors out there. It's a crazy thing, isn't it? Crazy. They can make extra money, and it'd be they could put maybe a few thousand out less than, and then make it really sort of fun to hunt them down, and you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. But it does make me wonder with some of the decisions Hasbro make. But there you are.
Yeah, some crazy mistakes. Yeah.
So, what is your most treasured part of your collection? So, if you had to get out the house in a hurry, would there be one bit that you'd take other than your wife?
I need the wife to take a couple of bits. I'll say, here you go.
Yeah. Awesome. I like
that. And make sure you don't break them when you jump out the window. Probably some of my carded figures, I guess. So maybe a couple of them, I guess. Which I love the Greedo and the Hammerhead. Probably, I'm trying to think. Some of my favorites. The Death Star. There'd be like 4 or 5. I say, make sure I take 2, you take 2. Love, right? Let's go. So yeah. Probably a couple of those.
So those ones you got at the back there. Which ones are those? Because I can't quite see them from
here. These are they're all original. So most of them are Return of the Jedi.
Oh wow! Look at this.
Yeah. So
that is fantastic.
Yeah. So I've got like the cooler ones, got the Troopers, and then so the retro collections are up high up. There's a shelf up there. I think I've given you some pictures.
Yeah.
So wow, those are nice ones. So And of course, I
So I mean, are you? Oh yeah, they're the Disney droids, are they? The builder droids.
Yeah, I got the new B2 email. I got that
Okay.
Echo. I got that Echo Live, and then a couple of weeks later, Disney Shop UK decided to sell it, and you're like, oh. I could have got it a bit cheaper, but I know I got it in hand, and it's not damaged. So yeah. So
how was Echo Live? Because unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I was flying out that day, so I couldn't get to attend that one. But did it go all right? Was it busy?
Yeah, it was great. It's great as usual. Yeah, it's a great. A load of us all meet up, and there's Tim there, and Tim Boss Bounty, and then there's there's loads of Vintage Dave there, Toy Rush, and loads of people. So we all meet up. Christian from Smugglers, just a load of gang of us meet up and have a good chat and just walk around.
Yeah, awesome.
The problem is you sort of walk in and there's so much Star Wars, you get you don't know where to look. It's like you get overload. You get overload Star Wars, and you kind of go blind. You're like, I walk around and I'm like, oh, when did I see that a minute ago? And you just got to keep walking around and around. And you're trying to concentrate, and then you're talking to people, and then you miss stuff, and you get home and someone's taking a picture, and you go, I didn't see that table there. Where was that table? So if you're going to go, you need to spend. I mean, I got there at 9:30 and didn't leave till 2:45. So I spent 6 hours.
Wow, that's long old day.
Yeah, but I didn't. I probably spent about 5 hours looking around, and I still didn't look at everything. So
wow, was it in the same place as last year in that mall, in that shopping centre
underneath Wilkinson's? Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah, down the escalator. Yeah.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah. Nando's got a bit bombarded with everyone. They were a bit sort of all these people were coming in. So
they're probably bumping their heads. Oh, look, we're going to make some money tonight. There you are. So because
sending people.
Because you travel quite a way, didn't you? Because you're down in Dorset. Is it Dorset?
Yeah, I'm right on the coast, Bournemouth coast. Yeah.
Wowzers. So how long does that take you then to get up?
It took me about 3 hours. So
God, yeah.
It took me about 2.5 coming back, which is
well, you know what that is, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, it's downhill, isn't it?
Yeah, it's downhill. Yeah. I was putting my foot down, so I want to get home. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't blame you.
No, it was always the traffic's always quieter on it. It was a Saturday afternoon. I was amazed how quiet it was actually. But Friday going up is always bad. So it's taken me 5 hours once to get up there. 5 hours to get.
Bad, isn't it? I hate sitting in traffic. Because you also go to Sandown Toy Fair. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's different because you do see a wide range of different toys. I mean, it is mostly die-cast toy cars and trains.
Yeah,
it is becoming better. There are a lot more younger sellers there. I still think the NEC is probably the best one, but I've heard
because they got one on. Is it the 29th? They've got one, or is it the 30th? They got one of the
30th.
November.
30th. There's only probably people don't know. There's two more left. They're actually the NEC are asking for too much money, so there's only going to be 2 more NECs, and they're going to have to. I think it's Barry Potter who runs the toy.
That's it.
thing.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find somewhere else to do it. So NEC want too much money now. So it's a shame. So there's going to be one.
Is it 27th of December? There's another one, isn't there?
Yeah, that's just after Christmas, which is
I think that's probably the one we're going to be going up to.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll go to that, but 2 more and that's it. And it's one of the best ones. You're just great if you get there early and get the early bird. You can get some amazing bargains. So amazing stuff.
I think we went up there once back in 2018. That was the last time we went up there. But
people just chuck the stuff out on the table. They want to get rid of the cheap stuff, and it just like you've got there in the background. You've got a killer whale there in the background there. I can see a killer whale. There was one just sitting on a table, and the guy wanted 20 quid for it, but it was missing. Ooh. It was missing all the propeller, but it was like a great start thing for someone. £20, and there was bits of it there, and like a brilliant project for someone. It was the Action Force one. It had the Action Force.
Yeah, that's what I did with this. I got this off of eBay for next to nothing, and it was a real beat up condition and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
You just seeing what I had of it, and then just washed it up, and
people just walk around with just stuff. It's the best time to go. You get an early bird and get in there, and that's why a lot of people go to these toy fairs later on in the day and they say, "I didn't pick anything up because everyone took all the good stuff. Everyone's taking all the good stuff early, so you got to get in there early." Yeah.
And down, I think, because people know what they've got to sell now, and they're just thinking, "Oh well, I can make some money on this."
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but there you are. God, blimey. So anyway, what toy lines do you currently collect? Is it just Star Wars? Do you collect a wider range of toy lines now, or have you sort of cut it down a bit?
Yeah, I have cut down, but I did. I collect a bit of, say, Star Wars. I collect a bit of Tron. I collect a bit of He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So Action Force when I can. I just pick things up. If I like it, I'll buy it. So I like a bit of the Batman. I like a bit of NECA. So bits and things that I just enjoy. Especially, Tron. I would say Star Wars, Tron, and He-Man are sort of my three sort of main things I still sort of pick up. But Tron stuff's quite hard to come by. So a lot of it, there's not a lot. So He-Man, of course, you've got Origins. I did have a lot of the Origin stuff, but I've sold some of that. I've kept a few bits, but I still got my original He-Man figures. So I love my original He-Man. So
I think I noticed on some of your ordinary pictures you had some Lego and some helmets.
Oh yeah. I've got I like the space Lego, so I've got a
you like back in the 80s?
Yeah. If I move my camera, I'm going to show you. I've got a moon base over here. So here we go.
Okay. I've got a picture of that. But
it's gradually. It's missing a few bits. It's missing some base plates because I'm extending it at the moment, so you can see the white. I'm going to get. But so it's that big. So I'm gradually buying little bits and building it up. So
is that the original? The original stuff from the 80s, because I know they've released a few of the bits and bobs, haven't they?
Yeah,
that's all fantastic. The original. That really is. Look at this.
Yeah, that's the original sort of stuff. If I lift it up that way, here we go. So you can.
Yeah, look at that. So, that is awesome. Wow.
Yeah. So that one, sort of this one here, this was the one I had as a child. I just had that one with the two panels, and that was all I had as a kid. But that's what and then I've bought all these extra bits, and this one is like a mini attack. It's quite funny, and so there's lots of little vehicles. So I will eventually. I'm gradually collecting bits by bit. So it's just nice.
And it's all the original 80s Lego, the sets from the 80s. Yeah. Wow.
It's hard to pick it out because you go on eBay or somewhere or wherever. You've got to keep an eye because a lot of the vintage stuff's got chew marks and stuff in it. You get a kit and you look at a kit and you go on, look at all the pictures and that looks good. I might get that one. You go, it's all got chewed bricks.
Jeez.
You're like, no, I can't have teeth marks. So I do try to buy kits that I like, and then if I give a wash and stuff, and then. And build a bit together. Yeah.
Awesome. So do you get the actual do they come with the plans as well then, the instructions?
I try to, but you can go on, there's a website where you can find them all. They're all been scanned. I think it's Brick, one of the main ones.
Is it Bricklink?
Bricklink or something, you can just put in space Lego and it'll give you all the plans in there. So you can buy these as they are. Sometimes people send them to complete, or they send them all broken up, and it annoys me when they send them complete because I'm like, I wanted to build it.
So break it back up again and build it again.
I break it and then I wash it. Usually, I stick it in the sink and wash it all, and then build it. So, because you're amazing the amount of people that would just sell something and it's been sat on their shelf for like 20 years, and they just chuck it in a box and won't even dust it, and you're like,
God. I gotta say that's a pet peeve of mine. I really don't like dusting. I need to do it a bit more often, but it's such a ball ache, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
I dread it. So I need to. I mean, I'd say I started collecting the hot toys, and I've had to put them in a detolf. So I took my helmets out. My helmets out. They put them under there, and then they've gone inside a detolf because you got to sort of look after them. So
definitely, because they cost a tidy penny, don't they?
Yeah. I've been getting some good deals recently. But you got to hunt for a good deal of hot toys. So hunt. I'm getting good at it.
Yeah. So your helmets, are they the Black? Yeah. Well, that's part of the fun, isn't it? So your helmets, are they Black Series ones?
Yeah. They're just the standard Black Series. Yeah. So I got the X-wing, Boba Fett, this original Stormtrooper, and the Force Awakens. The Rens of the Rise of the Skywalker sort of trooper one. First order one. And I see today they've just released the phase 2 clone is going to be made now. So
I see that. Yeah.
So I might get that one. Might do.
Yeah.
Might do.
I haven't taken a punt into collecting the helmets yet. I did start. Oh bloody hell! I'm making a mess here. But I did start collecting
the mini ones.
The mini ones, because they're what's the word? They're a lot smaller and they don't take up so much room.
Well,
But I was going to say, as I mentioned in my video that I put out yesterday, I do have some bigger bits that I had to send over via postage on from America, so I had to mail it back because it wouldn't fit in the suitcase. So all will be revealed. I'm dipping my toes into other areas. Yeah.
Well, part of my when I was I did retire about I'm 46 now, so about 6 years ago I gave it up, but I was a massive costumer, so I was in a big
cosplay.
I was a big Star Wars costumer. So when I was like 20 something, I started. So any costume I've had. So I've had Stormtroopers, Biker Scouts, Darth Vader, War Guard. I used to make it, buy the kits and make it all myself. I got quite good at it, and I would make other people's kits as well, Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers.
So what got you into that then?
I just met a couple of people in the Dorset area, and we started charity stuff. Then you sort of got bigger and met other people, made connections all around the UK. So got to do stuff with other groups, and went to all the big collector manias, like the one in Milton Keynes and Duell's Core. I used to do them, and I would. My Star Wars costumes progressed into other. I would do Star Trek costumes. I would do a Farscape costume. I had a Farscape costume. Batman. I did a Batman Returns costume, Colonial Marines costume.
And you make all these on your own?
A lot of them, I would make them. Just buy a kit and and just do all sorts of different. And then the last couple of kits, I had the Carl Urban Judge Dredd kit as well. I met Lena. Is it Lena Headley? Is it who was the baddie woman in? And there's a picture of her. I've got it downstairs, and she's giving the fingers as I've got my sort of stood next to her, and I'm like, you don't have to do the fingers. You're a nice looking woman. It ruins the picture slightly because she's giving it. So I had a proper badge with my surname Bunce on it, so I didn't have Dread. And that was such a cool costume. And
what have you done with that?
I've sold all the costumes. Most of them.
Sold them all now?
Other people have got them now. Other costumers have got them. So I just know my costumes are sort of out there and being, people are still enjoying them.
So someone else is walking around as Judge Bunce.
They didn't. I ripped the badge off and kept the badge.
Oh, okay. I
think I've lost it now.
But why did you stop doing it then? What made you give it up? Or just got
older and just got expensive. Costumes are expensive, and doing all these events, like going around the UK, it was traveling and the expense of hotels, because you just couldn't go for one day. You'd have to have the whole weekend. You'd have to, because I went for a lot of groups,
I suppose you would.
You'd have to set up on a Thursday or a Friday. So, and then you'd have to get, hotels it was getting ridiculous. And I was just, I had a bit of a health scare near sort of a few years ago. And I just stopped and said, "That's it. I sold the lot and just
Wow.
put the money back into these." Actually, I bought a lot of these.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And the carded figures when they were a bit more reasonable, and now they're not reasonable.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah. Right. Bloody
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, but you sort of taste change and things change, and I'm happy doing this now. So.
No, it's good. It's all about what floats your boat, isn't it? At the end of the day, but I'm really am surprised about the costumes and stuff like that, because it's one thing that I wouldn't participate in myself, but I have the utmost respect for those people that do go to these do cosplays and go to these events as characters. And because the first guy that I spoke to doing the series, a guy called Chris Miwa, he's still very much into his cosplay.
Yeah.
And the time and the effort that he puts into doing his costumes, and he said when he puts a costume on, he's putting on a performance and he wants to be that character. I have so much time and respect for that. I think it's admirable. It really is.
You do get a sense of you. I'll come out yourself. I find that I was a bit, say, cocky when I was wearing the Stormtrooper or wearing. You do things that you wouldn't do as you would normally do, and it was you would go up to people that you wouldn't normally go up to, and you just because you're in this costume. In some ways, you felt a little bit sort of no one can see your face, so you get away with it more. It's amazing.
But no, I've got a lot of time for people. I mean, I don't even like going to a bloody fancy dress party. I'm just one of these people who just sit and enjoy watching people. And
you've got to be a certain sort of person to put a helmet on your head, right, and to have that confined, and to sit there. I mean, I once did a costume. I think I did 6 hours wearing it, and I didn't have a break. 6 hours I wore a Stormtrooper helmet, and I did not have a break. And that is hardcore. So
that is a long time
to wear a helmet that long time, and that's probably the longest I've ever done. So
but it gets stuffy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean you can put fans and stuff inside your helmets, but that cannot last forever. Batteries don't last forever, especially when it's that hot inside your body. You just get used to it. I think you've got to be a certain type of person, because like these people that do scuba diving and stuff, they have to wear stuff underground, and people like that, it's not. I think if you're confined to, if you don't like small spaces, you've got no chance.
Oh dear. Yeah. So this is awesome stuff. So moving on, what made you decide to do a YouTube channel, and who were your influences?
Wow. I'd sort of, I stopped costuming and I got back into the collecting, and I would watch a lot of people. I mean, I would like watching Toy Polloy, so I loved always his fix and stuff. And then I watched I was watching Tim Boss Bounty. Who else would I Retro Blasting as well? I'm a big fan of Michael doing all his same sort of thing, restoring when he used to start, when he used to do always restoring and toys. I just love watching that, because there wasn't a lot of people doing that back in the beginning of YouTube. It was very selective, and now it's just gone crazy. Now everyone's doing it, aren't they? So and I just picked up, what did I do? I think I got those retro collection figures, and I was like, I'll just do a video on YouTube of me trying to remove the retro sticker off the front. And that was my first video. It was terrible. And I just said, because I mean, I did it what everyone says. A lot of people use a hairdryer to remove stickers. I like using a bit of lighter fluid. I'm the opposite. I like using a lot. I think that's what Toy Polloy likes, using a lot of lighter fluid.
Yeah.
And I did it that way, and just did a video. It was only like a minute long or something. It was terrible, and my camera was this way instead of that way. And and then gradually I sort of got better and better. You just learn and learn and learn doing YouTube. It can take you a long time to sort of progress and evolve, and then you get other people that you watch, and they give you hints and tips, and you know, in this sort of community now. You've been in the community, so collectors on YouTube, you sort of help each other, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely.
You can critique people, but do it nicely, so you can advise. Say, oh, I love that, but I didn't like that, you know. So, but everyone has to learn.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I wanted to do this back in 2020 when we would like locked down, and there's, you know, couldn't do anything, and I'd write a big list of all this. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a series on this.
Yeah.
And it never came to fruition. It was simply because I didn't have the confidence to do it. And again, I keep saying Scuba Pete was the guy who sort of like got me back, because I come off of all social media. I wasn't interested. And so he just messaged me and just said, "Oh, look, we're part of an Instagram group. Do you want to, join and stuff like that, and just be part of the group?" And I can't, and then it just went from there, really. So got chatting to people, meeting up with people again, and talking to people, and getting the vibe for collecting. Because I've always been into collecting. I was just never one to be on YouTube or do any of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But
no, well, I started it. I think it was, I can't remember what year it was now, but it was September. It was around my birthday, beginning of September, and I did the video, and then did a couple of videos, and then sort of just left it. And then we got all locked down, didn't we? And I was recovering from quite a bad illness. So I had to shield when we had because my immune system's not very good.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to leave work and go into hiding, as they say. So I had to stay in the house. And of course, I bumped into, I sort of saw another guy on YouTube, and we sort of got talking, and we started our own sort of the Pala Boys, which is a stream that we did over the when everyone was locked down. We were doing it sort of a couple of nights, then it got more nights. So there was Mark, John, Super Awesome, and me. There was like three of us. We started it.
Yeah.
And then Shabby and Tez sort of came along, and then we decided to do, me, Tez, and Shabby decided to go our own way and do something else, and we started USR, and it's been brilliant ever since. So
listen, I've been lucky enough to be on your channel with you guys, and I love watching. You guys are just so funny together. You really are. And it just does seem so relaxed, and it just the chemistry between the three of you. It's basically like what was that program? Top Gear. Those three.
Oh yeah,
Hammond, Payne, Captain Slow. Yeah, or what's his name? Jeremy Clarkson. But the banter is so tight between you three. It's just great to watch.
It's amazing that, I mean, I've Tez lives down in Plymouth, which is my hometown.
Yeah.
So I went down a couple of times, and me and Tez have gone to Echo together, but me and Tez sort of and because Tez lives in my hometown, so there's a little bit of, I know my way around, and he knows Plymouth, so we got that connection. But it's amazing that I get on so well with Shabby Geek. He's all the way in America, but it's like I've got such an amazing friend, and he's miles away, but it don't feel like that. It's weird, and we get on.
I mean, who couldn't get on with Shabby? I mean, to be fair,
I know he's just full of he's full of something. I know that.
He is.
Well, he'll be laughing if he's watching this. They say three is like the perfect thing, isn't it? Because at least with three people, if you got two, you can always clash, can't you? But if there's three people, you can always side, and it's weird thing. And three is the magic number, they say, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. But no, I've got to say, you guys, the channel is absolutely fantastic. It really is, and you guys are brilliant. And
I think we do take the mick out of each other, but we don't take it to heart.
Exactly. You can't, and that's why the banter works.
I know, because we've known each other now. I take the mick out of Tez, and they take the mick out of me, and take the mick out of Shabby. And I can be a little bit innuendo-y and rude sometimes, but we're all grown men, in our 40s and 50s.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think we've all got that sense of humour, and we know the people that watch us are sort of the same sort of sense of humour.
So, I mean, my thing is, if you don't like what you're watching, don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
If you're easily offended, don't watch it.
No.
You know,
we're getting 400 or 500 people watch us through the week.
Awesome.
We'll get about 150 something like that watch us on the night, and then we'll get about 400, 500 people watch us all the way through the week. And you shows that people like watching us. So it's enjoying. Yeah. So
well, that's the thing. It is good enjoyable entertainment, you guys.
And we're not all just about toys, you know. We talk about anything. So
Yeah,
I think that's what
yeah.
people like.
I noticed.
So.
Yeah. No,
some channels, some YouTube channels are very just talk about the toys and very they'll probably get thousands and thousands of people watching them, but we'd go a bit off, and you know, Tez will bring out a chocolate eclair that he did the other night, or he'll talk about history, and then Shabby will have a rant about origins or something.
Well, that's good though, because it's good to change things up a bit. I feel because you know, like you said earlier, with everybody like doing everything on YouTube now, it's difficult to be kind of like unique and set yourself apart from everybody else. You know, we're all in the same community, but you've got that, you want to have that identity and stuff like that. So, brilliant. I love it. I think it's great.
Great.
If you could only collect one toy line, because that's all your wife would allow you to collect, what toy line would it be?
Well, and why? I'm sorry to say, but I'm going to have to say Hot Toys. Star Wars Hot Toys, because that is my new thing, and I think that is where I will eventually just evolve, and I will just keep, I think until I run out of room. So that's the problem with Hot Toys. You need a lot of room, and I don't think I'm going to have enough room unless I sell a lot of my collection, which a lot of people don't like doing, selling their stuff. But I don't mind if I'm upgrading to something else. So some of these I probably will not. These will stay with me until whenever. But some things the Black Series can go, and I'm not. I think the TVC will stay. I love the TVC. So, but Hot Toys is. I think a lot of people are sort of going towards Hot Toys if they can afford it.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah.
It's an expensive. If you get them early enough, you can get them cheap. But some go for crazy money now.
So what have you got Hot Toys wise at the moment?
I've got a few. Here we go. I'll pan the camera around so you can
here
have
we go.
Look. Here we go.
Awesome.
So over here.
Wow, look at this one.
So I've got the speeder bike up there, which is the Mandalorian
one.
I've got my little collection of speeder bikes up there, and then we got down here we've got sort of the Shock Trooper. There's the Mud Trooper there. There is a Shore Trooper behind. That's R2D2. Is not a hot toy. That is. I did a video. That is a bubble bath holder. It's got bubble bath in it, and I weathered it to make it look like a hot toy. So there's a video out there if you go and check it out.
We'll do.
And that is a side. That's that R5D4. That is the first sideshow. That's probably sideshow. My wife got that for me for my birthday, so I blame her. That's where it started. So so I've got the Dark Trooper, Dark Trooper, Mandalorian, RG-11. Leia, First Order Trooper, Tusken. That's a Krennic there, but he's not a hot toy. He's one of those Disney Elite figures. And I spruced it up. I did a video. I changed the boots and put some wire in the cape and did a few bits to
awesome.
it. But look, I've got an empty slot for more hot toys. So
I can see that.
Yeah.
Very
so that'll be
awesome.
Oh,
they look great, don't they? They do look great.
Yeah, they are nice. Just posing them and stuff, and just getting them out, and they're next sort of. They are, I've got no thing about if you like collecting the Black Series. I mean, that was where I started. A lot of it. So but I think you evolve slightly. Some, it's
you do.
Putting it.
You do.
You evolve your collection. Some people are
definitely.
Some people are just Black Series, TVC, or or vintage. But I like a bit of everything. So
bit of variety. Variety is the spice of life, they say.
Just buy like one of every. Just buy one of something I really like. That's my sort of plan now. So I'm not one of these completists that has to have every single one. So
God, do you know what? That was my downfall when I first started. I think I've got to keep up and stuff like that. But now with the cost of things, space, and you don't. You don't think about that at the time when you're collecting, and then you think, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'm running out of space here." Okay, crikey, the prices are going up. Oh, jeez. So I've had to cancel loads of pre-orders. I've cancelled.
Yeah,
and
I've stopped pre-ordering now. I've gotten the only thing I've got is the NECA Warduke pre-ordered, and that's it. There's nothing else pre-ordered. I will not pre-order anymore now.
So. I've cancelled a load, but the only figures that I will continue to pre-order will be the vintage collection, the 96 from the, and they're the only ones that I will pre-order and get. The rest of the stuff I'll either buy if they've got it in if it's like ready and available there, or I find it in a shop somewhere. But pre-orders, it will just be the 96 if they do them.
I'm just a little disheartened with the TVC, the way the condition they're coming from, like the Hasbro and the problems they're having at the moment, aren't we? Because I mean, I've been buying them. I pre-order a lot from Star Action because that's my sort of main person I go to. And, a lot of them are coming damaged, and it's not their fault. It's the way the Hasbro factory are treating them, and it's very annoying. And you feel like, oh, I've got to send these back, but I mean, I've got a few figures now that got really bad creases in and stuff, and I've just
do you think they're doing it on purpose?
No, you do think, is it the people in the factories just don't care because are they getting paid not that much money? You think, do they really? They don't realize what these. I mean, they just think children are opening these, don't they? They're going to open them and stuff. They don't realize that the bigger, it's a more collector base thing now, isn't it? More of these figures.
I'm not being funny. Surely these people at Hasbro must know this, that it's a collector's line. I mean, that's why they kept the bubble. One of the reasons they kept the bubble.
Well, Hasbro don't seem to be doing anything about Walmart, do they? People keep telling them that Walmart needs to sort out their shipping in America, and not put them in mailers, and they're not doing nothing. And they're not going to upset Walmart because that's their biggest. And they're not going to tell Walmart, no, you've got to put them in boxes because that's going to cost them more, isn't it? So
exactly,
and they're never going to change Walmart. They're never going to put them in boxes. They're all just, I mean, occasionally they get them in boxes, people, but they're going to stick them in mailers. It's not. So
I don't get it. I mean, if I worked in a toy company like either Hasbro or even at Walmart, and I'd be livid if I was there. And I got something sent through the post to me and it was damaged. I would be absolutely livid. I'd be like, hang on, we need to sort this out. Yeah. But I don't get it. I just cannot get people's mentality around that sort of thing. And
I think the latest thing is because when they're punching the peg hole, when they're punching that out, the machine is actually, because it's punching them out so it's such a force, it's damaging that's why we're getting all those creases in the top of the card. It's because the machine is so. And the card is so thin, isn't it? It's not as good as it used to be. The vintage card, it's better now, but it's not as. And I think that's if they just left them unpunched, that would be they would probably be in better condition. But it's like people like Walmart who want them punched so they can hang them on the hooks because they don't want a little bit. They don't want little bits. But why don't they just put them in a display box or something? You know, like and then we won't have this. But an Asda, they just chuck them on the shelf.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Okay, so go on. Sorry.
No, carry on. I was
going to say we're coming up to the hour, so I've got 2 questions left for you. Question number 9: what gives you that collecting buzz?
Oh, I don't know. I do enjoy going to look at the hunt. I do. I mean, it's not as big as it used to be, but maybe it's just I enjoy getting the latest, finding something before someone else. It's very hard now to do that now, but it is that buzz. It is that buzz of going in a shop and find, especially when like a couple of years ago when we were collecting the 3.7, the 3.75, like the 5 POA figures. From Rogue One and there were some really hard figures to find out there, like the solo figures are really hard to come by, and just finding them in a shop somewhere, just an unusual play, that was still a bit of a buzz. I do miss that now. I mean, I like the 5 POA figures. A lot of people don't, and I'm always angry that they never finished the Rise of Skywalker. They just stopped that Last Jedi and didn't continue that, and I've always felt...
Well, I think that was because of the film and the disappointment of the film, and the figures were like peg warmers and stuff like that.
The film was a bit of a down, but people still bought them, and I've got all the Last Jedi wave. I bought most of them, and I got the solo wave because a lot of those solo figures are really hard to find now, especially some of the vehicles. They released a few vehicles which are even possible to find, but because
you've got all yours still carded, haven't you? Your 5 POA figures.
Yeah, never touched. Yeah, the Force Awakens, Rogue One. Yeah, all of them they've carded still. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to open them because you're strictly a carded collector.
Yeah. I won't never. I've got a few sort of. I mean, I've got my skiff here. So there's some.
Okay, yeah. I've seen the footage.
Yeah, and I've got the trooper pack with all the stormtroopers, so I can put them in my transport there. And I got this one. This one here is a very the tank commander is he's a very sought after figure. Very, even on carded, he's going for a crazy money. So, but I took him out of the card and just put him in the thing, which it's like, no, what did you do that, Matt? But I wanted it in the tank. It looks so cool.
It does. It looks awesome. I do like that.
I mean that one there's a cheat. That one's a 5 POA one from the they did that pack of 5 figures, the Rogue One pack.
That's it. Yeah.
So you don't, because you only see the head. It doesn't really matter.
That's it. Yeah, that's it exactly.
Yeah.
No, they're awesome. Yeah, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I do like my occasionally I get the odd loose figure. So
yeah. I remember I had all my 5 POA figures all sort of like in the packs and stuff like that, and then I like redecorated in here, and I sat there and I was, do I open it? Do I open it? And I started opening it. I was like, opening them up and stuff like that, and putting them on the shelf. But
I even got like this.
What's that?
That's a solo trooper set. You know,
yes. Oh, look at that.
This was like 20 quid an 20 quid an entertainer, and then everyone started buying them up and entertaining, and then they realised they put the price up, but just to have these and really nice. So I do like these sets.
Yeah, I don't mind the 5 POA figures. I quite like them. There's some decent figures there. There's some really good figures. Look at that.
That's a set. That's a hard set because they got the Warwick character in there. So
God, you've got Kira as well. She's in a different costume.
Yeah, she's Kira. Yeah, it's the only way to get that Kira.
That.
To get a Kira costume, and then you've got the Solo in the sort of in his jacket. Yeah.
God, I've never seen that.
And I think he's got different. The Snow Trooper's got grey. He's got grey boots instead of white boots. Which are the release. I think it's to repaint slightly, but yeah. Just to get, I got it for the Warwick character. So
there's some really good figures there. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, this one's another. This is one of the. This is probably one of the rarest Solo figures. So he's really hard to get. So.
I've opened him. I've opened him.
Oh, have you? Yeah, he's very.
Shit.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. But yeah, they're definitely more popular now because of these guys are in Book of Boba Fett as well, aren't they? It's the same race. Yeah. So, but yeah, he's quite
bloody hell.
Cool.
Yeah, because I remember Galen Erso from Rogue One. I still haven't managed to get him or the General Radis. I've got Radis, or what I'm going to call him. I've never
got Radis, and I found that I walked into Sainsbury's and it was like at the back, and I was like rummaging, like, Radis, that was a kick just finding a Radis, and I've got a Galen Erso as well. I found him because it was like one per box or something. I think it was silly.
So Galen Erso, I've tried getting him, but he's going for silly money on eBay now, and I think
there's the Rebel Trooper as well. The Rebel Trooper guy. There's a Rebel soldier. That's like really hard, Lieutenant something. I can't remember his name. He come in us. He came in the same wave as Radis, which is another really hard one to find.
I've got him, but again, I've opened them.
Yeah.
So but
Radis is one figure in the Black Series or Vintage collection I'd love to get. It's more of those aliens. I just want more aliens and robots.
I thought I had him. And then when I was opening stuff up and looking, I thought, I'm sure I had this guy. And who else is quite hard to get? The Jedi Temple Guard from Rebels.
Yeah,
if I ever did get one of them,
Shabby's got one of them carded. He likes showing that off. Yeah, that is like 300 quid or something crazy.
Well, I won't be getting that then. But if I did get it, then it will be staying on the card. It is crazy money, isn't it?
Yeah, crazy.
It makes you wonder why. Well, it's worth what people are willing to pay for it, I suppose.
I know. Yeah.
And another one I struggled getting was L7 or L3 from Solo.
All right.
I've struggled. I've not got her.
What, 3.75 one?
Yeah.
I've got that one. Oh yeah. That one. Yeah, I've got her. Yeah.
No, see,
I picked all these up because they were really hard to find. No one was buying these Solo figures. I think they're great.
Yeah.
So
I like them. I've got to say, I do like them.
Yeah,
I do love a
because you can get some more detail out of a 5POA, but that's the reason you're losing the posability. So
well, that's it. But at least you fit on the bloody peg holes, weren't they? They fit on the pegs and stuff like that, or the the stands. Don't have any problems with those. But I like. I mean, I can sit here and I look at my 5POA vintage Star Wars, and it just brings back so much nostalgia. It really does. And I keep saying that no matter how good the new figures are with the articulation and the detail and stuff like that, they look fantastic. And the technology has come a long way of how they build a figure. But you cannot beat that nostalgia, I think, of 5POA figures. No.
So
and I think that even goes back with the ones you got as well. Yeah. Have you got the full set?
Yeah, I got a full set. Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Got me. I could show you if you want. I think I've shown the pictures.
You have, but I don't mind looking at it again. That's all good.
Yeah, there's you can probably make out Yak Face there. He's down there by Jabba down there. He's at the front actually by.
That's it.
Yeah. And then there's sort of, and it goes up. So I've got all the other ones there. Wow. I made a little shelves. Actually, made my own little sort of plastic shelves, so they're all sort of raised.
Okay.
There's a few there's a few Stan Solo figures in there at the front. The droids. There's a couple of Playmobil droids there at the front. So they're quite, because they look like R2D2. So yeah.
Awesome.
But I got some of the last 17 there. So some of the I think I might be missing actually one of the last 17. I can't remember now.
Okay.
I might be one of the Ewoks. So it might be. I think it's Papley because I had a carded one. And I think I sold it. That's why I never got a loose one. But I've got most of them. So yeah.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8. So I need a few more. But the thing is, though, it's paying the money for a minute. That's the thing. I just can't justify that at the moment. I really can't. You know,
crazy what a Yak Face goes for now. I mean, I bought mine. I bought mine, and it was, I think it was less than 100. I paid for mine. So I think they were around that sort of 70 to 80 price mark, and then they just skyrocketed. I mean, I bought a hang carbonite. I think I paid 40 quid for it. So so now it's just crazy. All of them are crazy price, aren't they?
It is. It's anyway. Right. Last question, sir. What does your collection mean to you?
I think it's a kind of, I say it's a history, really. I sort of look at things and remember where I bought some in the time. So it's a nice kind of, I mean, my collection does change. So it does change and it does evolve. So, but it's kind of, you look at something and you can go back to, I bought that then, or I was into that at that time. It's a kind of nice little visual log of history, of toys, isn't it? Yeah. Sort of. I mean, I keep a lot of stuff. I can remember when I bought that, and you think, crikey, I got that like 10 years ago. And you think, it only feels like yesterday I bought that.
Oh, don't, bloody hell. Time certainly flies by, doesn't it? But God.
Yes. So I'm proud of what I've collected over the years. So you just enjoy it.
Do you know what? Looking at it. You're the first person who said that.
Yeah.
Which is great. You're the first person who's turned around and said you're proud of your collection and what you've got over the years. And I think that's great because if you're anything like me, you can come into your collection room and just sit there and you can just sit and lose yourself in it and stuff like that. And you think, wow, I've done really well to get what I've got and stuff like that. Or just lose yourself for a few minutes. And I think that's great. I really do.
I do come up here. So it is a room. I think a lot of people collect like this. It's a room where you can come and just sit and think. And I mean, especially YouTube, and you want to do your next video. and I just sit here and stare, and just, it might be a bit odd, but I just sit here and stare and think about things, and it just gives you ideas as well, which is a great thing for. But it's just it's a place you can come. It's your little place you can do a bit of dusting or moving stuff around. And
well, I don't know about dusting, but I'll leave it to the wife. But,
I dread it because I'm going to break something. It's always the way,
God. I don't like dusting, to be honest with you. I've decorated in here like in the summer, and everything was had to get dusted down and all the shit. It's one. You come in with these ideas. I mean, yes, it's going to be a great idea. It's going to look great, and then you start it, and you think, why did I start this? And then you just can't. You can't wait to get over it and get it finished. But awesome. Well, where can people find you, Matt?
Well,
on what social media platforms?
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. I've got a Zero Hunter Toys Facebook page, and I've got my own private sort of Matt page. But you can find me on Matt Bunce on Facebook as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm on YouTube. So I'm sort of everywhere.
Awesome.
Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I try and cover all the social media. I'm not on that Twitch stuff, whatever it is. That's for the. I'm on TikTok now. I've been on TikTok.
Oh, good God!
I've been on TikTok about 3 weeks. And I think I'm at 400 followers already, which is not bad. Because my little young niece said, "Oh, you're on YouTube. That's old school." And I went, "Well, I'm on TikTok actually, love." And she went, "How many people you got following you?" And I went, it was a few weeks ago, about 300 and something. And she said, "I only got 10." And I went. And this is a youngster telling me that I'm not down with the kids.
Not down with it. No,
I've got more than you have. So he was like quite upset. So there you go. That's old fogies. We can still get loads of followers on TikTok.
Oh God, no! I just keep it simple. YouTube and Instagram, that'll do for me.
I find it just helps. It does help with your YouTube, just spreading your sort of channel.
No, I guess, it
does. Social media is a great thing for helping your channel, so it does help it grow. So and all the people in the community just get to know everyone as well. And
there is that. Yeah, definitely. Well, what I'll do is when this gets all edited together and it goes up on YouTube, I shall put all your media pages and links on the description. So I have you on YouTube and Instagram. So if you could send us over your links to Twitter, TikTok, or whatever else, Facebook and stuff like that. I'll put on the description. Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, mate. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the chit chat.
I talk too much. I apologise. Yeah.
No, God, no. It's been good. These just fly by. These chats fly by. If you haven't seen Matt's channel, strongly suggest watching and checking it out. Great content, great guy, and really appreciate you taking the time to do this, mate. So really,
that's all right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for chatting.
Awesome stuff. Thank you. No worries. Right, all I've got left to say is thank you very much and for watching, guys, and we shall see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye bye.